Evening, Boom Beach. How you doing? Gonna do a kind of video that I haven't done in quite a while. We had a really good op a couple days ago in this task force, Fat Fingers, which is one of the teams I play on that are push teams trying to get to the top of the leaderboard. This one happens to be the 5-man leaderboard, and we've been hanging around this area for quite a while. I'll tell you what, these guys at the top, they must be really, really good, because we're really, really good. And so far on this push, we've yet to crack the top 5. I think we hit number 6, but we've yet to make 5. We're really good players, but these guys have, I mean, look at that, 19,000 force points. Just the consistency required for them to be doing that is exceptional. We had a really good day the other day, and I am going to show you 5 blue lines. And this was a great op, 1131 force points. Haven't done a 5 blue lines video in quite a while, mainly because 5 blue lines is dead. We're just going to go through these hits. The 5 blue lines, if you're not familiar, was the task force. A task force that some of us here previously played in. This is Sven Slinken, and he was a part of that effort as well. That task force had another name prior to that, and Supercell changed it on us. Now Sven has a pretty chunky Axiom here. Only 3 shocks, and I think we're going to see him get, like, look how late he gets this shock down. He gets the absolute most out of the delay here on those rocket launchers. Watch. That's what you want. That's perfect, because that is getting you the most time possible to do this. Blow up the core. So that's 1.4, 1.5, 1.7 million, I think. I want to say he's a 6'4" account, but a really good hit there. And next up was Mav on Javanese. So Sven got the 262 base. The number of force points will, in the top base, will always be worth 298. The next in dead end will always be 262, and so on. This is Mav on Javanese, and let's see. So about 1.4, a little north of 1.4, looks like 3 shocks, and Javanese is just his thing. Maverick, honestly, I don't get to hit Java anymore. If it's on the op, it's going to be his. Actually, I just, probably 40 minutes ago, yeah, probably about 40 minutes ago, started an op with another team, and a chance at Java came up, and I went, I was going to dibs it, and I hesitated. And the reason I hesitated is that, honestly, it's been so long since I've hit one that I was afraid I might be a little rusty. And then somebody else went and jumped in ahead of me. So I ended up doing Makata instead. Mav always takes the same path, which is, it never ever changes, and it works beautifully for him. And let's see if he goes with the, yeah, it goes with the tough shock. What did he say on the health? About 1.4 and a little bit more. So he is also a 6'4", I want to say. 1131 force points. That is a really good haul. So the 190 base, there's nobody on Waterloo. And you know, you don't have to do that every night to get to the top of the leaderboard, but those guys are obviously, just the consistency is impressive. Pretty lucky on the shocks here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Possibly get away with 3 and some critters. A little unlucky on the path over there, though, because there was a shock mine. So we had to clear both of those mines, or they're usually 2. And oftentimes you can get away with clearing just 1, as long as it's not a max mine. Or, I guess, well, now level 22 or level 23, either of those or if it's a shock mine. Can't be a shock mine because that will screw up your walk. Gets around the corner here. So far so good, has not lost the delay, which is always the trick on Waterloo. And that makes this part much more comfortable. It's got the safety critters going out over there, even though there was actually no need because he hadn't lost the delay. 4 shocks. We have a GBE drive on, so you know the shocks are, there's a little bit more forgiveness for the health on this guy. 598, so 1.2 million, 1.4 million. Yeah, because 200,000 basically times 6 and then add 200,000 in, so 1.4 million on that guy. I came in on the 298, which Phobos is not usually my friend, so you're gonna see a good pause here at the beginning of this hit, and that pause is me checking my path one final time right here. I'm just gonna hold off on these mines because I want to make sure I'm getting exactly the ones that I need to. So I was checking my route one more time. What was the health on this guy? So this is not super chunky, but 1.6, 1.8, close to 1.9, I would say, million health. So yeah, that was that delay there was checking out which route I'm going to take up here, which was kind of non-standard. I wanted to end up a little bit because of these mortars. I was trying not to end up right here specifically. I was trying to end up a little further back here, so I was trying to come up this row of defenses. So took a little bit of extra time planning that out. Still ended up catching a little bit of the mortars. Get off that. So I'm gonna go with 4 shocks. This is possible in 3, but this shock over here is very hard and I wasn't about to risk it. And then this mortar still sees me, which is unfortunate. It was going down anyway, but and I'm gonna throw some critters at it, but that's not really gonna alter anything. But yeah, just it would have been nice if that could have not seen me and it could have been just a beautiful clean hit, but well, you know, not look a gift horse in the mouth. And then finally we have Benny on Armadillo, which must be the 155, I guess, and that's not too terrible of an Armadillo, which is always nice. Looked like he went all Zuka. I very often go heavy Zuka on Armadillo, but again, with the GBE tribe, building damage, we don't care about that. Yeah, so this one's about 1.2 million. Oh, and even with the excuse me, with the GBE tribe, he opted to grab a little bit more GBE down on the shore. Nothing wrong with that, but let's see. 1 shock, 2 shocks, 3 shocks, 4 shocks. Am I missing something? Well, we'll see what he does. Saved himself a little bit on the smoke there. Safety critters. Yeah, it looks like he just went with the 4 shocks. And oh, the critters are for those machine guns over there. And they did spot him a little bit too. And he tore up some of his girls at the front, but most of his girls were sitting pretty safely out of range. But so 4 shocks and critters. And yeah, that was the way we got to 1131 force points, and that is a very, very good day. Average, I think we need to average above 900 in order to get to number 1. So it's tough, it really is. But I mean, it's been fun. It hasn't been as much of I mean, the intel is always a pain in the neck, but it hasn't been as much of a struggle as it was last time when we ended up calling time on 5 blue lines. the reason we did that was just it was getting to be burdensome. Haven't had that. I think we have more dump accounts combined between us. That makes things a little bit easier, so that takes some of that burdensomeness away from it and just leaves it as just being fun. So anyway, some really good hits there, and obviously some very good players on this team, so figured I would share, like, thumbs up, all that, and I will catch you guys later. Have a great night.